So we're here today on the Airplot in the middle of the site of the proposed third runway, which we bought with Emma Thompson, Alison McGowan and Zach Goldsmith back in January. And now it's a little known fact that actually this whole area used to be covered in market gardens and orchards, feeding London.
If you look at old maps of the area, about 1890s, you'll see that something like a third of Harmondsworth parish was covered with orchard land. That even the jam factory exists.
And we're here today to plant the Airplot orchard, an apple orchard, because Richard Cox grew the first coxes in the area and he's buried in Harmondsworth, one of the villages under threat from the runway. So we're bringing his apples back to the community and putting down roots to say that we won't be moved and we won't let this runway be built.
Well, I've come down to help plant one of the apple trees. I think if our country's serious about reducing our carbon emissions, the first thing we must commit to is not building a third runway.
Well, I've been a political protester, if you like, against the plans for a third runway at Heathrow right from the beginning. This plan, which would do immense damage to the environment, wouldn't benefit the economy in the way that the government claims, that we continue to campaign in order to ensure that it doesn't ever come back onto the agenda.
I think a third runway is crazy. I think it's absolutely crazy on several levels. To cause all the emissions and destroy people's lives. I love the idea that an orchard can be planted in place of that. We've got something that's growing, something that's going to be good for people.
We wanted to get involved with what Greenpeace is doing here at the Airplot. We're really concerned about the way that government and big business is looking to expand airports around the country. We don't need to see more flying going on around the country because we have enough here, and what's going to happen about expanding the airports is that the natural world suffers, especially at Stansted, especially around this area like Heathrow.
Oh, I'm anti the expansion. It's appalling. Nobody wants it, nobody needs it, the public certainly don't need it. And the pollution is appalling, noise pollution, and I mean, I think, quite disgraceful.
And of course, one of the trees will represent the Airplotters, over 57,000 people who have now signed up to become beneficial owners of the Airplot. And we just heard the news today that David Cameron has adopted a tree, so we now have a tree that represents all the different political parties, as well as NGOs, businesses and other groups.
Scrooge stopped in the road and turned. "Why show me this?" she asked. "Because," the ghost replied, "Scrooge sends a message from the grave. Keep going, you shall overcome." "No runway 3, cried Mrs. Scrooge. The breath her words made, like a ghost itself, swooning, vanishing.
I didn't mind standing in the rain for 2 hours. No, seriously, we can't go ahead with this. We mustn't. People power. People power.
Yeah, yeah.